What's happening, family? Just another beautiful day, loving every minute of it. Hey, today is a beautiful day. Outside is, as you can see, it's a very bright day. Well, you know you're gonna get your chemtrails because they're trying to block the sun out, but you know how it goes. That's a whole different video. But yeah, I'm just here relaxing. I'm gonna grab some a small video here clip on this guy speaking what's gonna happen between 2024 and the next 7 years to prepare yourself for the changes that are gonna come down. But before that, this weekend here that we in, today is what, the 10th of January. If you live in the cold areas like from New York down, Nebraska, Texas, this weekend supposed to be, this weekend and Monday and Tuesday supposed to get in like 10, 15 degrees, very cold. So if you live in those cold areas, don't forget to let your pipes drip slowly, just in case they don't freeze. Just let the water just drip slowly. If you have an outside pipe with the holes on it, take off the holes and let the water can just drip slowly so the pipes don't freeze. And also stock up on the stuff you're gonna need if you don't have to leave the house, because if the storm hit, let's just say it's gonna hit, you need to have a lot of stuff inside to keep yourself well prepared. They don't have to leave your house. Make sure the kids got the Pampers and their wipes. You got the kids formula. You got your first aid kits. You got your canned foods. Um, you got your flashlights, your batteries, your candles, your blankets, just in case the power goes out this weekend. Prepare yourself for it because you never know. You just never know. But apart from that, if you have a small solar power generator, make sure it's fully charged up so you can keep some stuff, your laptop running, cell phone charged up. If you got this battery, if you have the small battery pack chargers, make sure they're fully charged. Just prepare yourself because you never know. These times it's getting very scary, but it means it's gonna get better now. We know it's gonna get better. But in the meantime, keep those stuff on hand. First aid kits close to hand. All the stuff you need to keep close to hand because, like I said before, this weekend here, I think Monday and Tuesday is supposed to be very, very cold. So you don't want your pipes to freeze. So hang on, folks. I'm going to put a clip here. I do not own a clip that I'm going to put here. It's for information. It's for informational purpose only and awareness purposes only. I do not own the copyright to the clip. Hang on, folks. Okay, this is my guy here. He have some very good interviews of some people that are speaking about stuff that's going down, going to happen. People that also have out of body experiences. I don't call them near death because there's no such thing to me as near death experience. People that have out of body experience. I think this guy also have one, so I can put the clip on in a couple of seconds. Hang on, folks.
With this guy's ego, like, how is that possible? So much suffering happened. So how can both coexist?
I think you hit the nail on the head. Like, how do we live in a both coexist world? And I think that's the challenge of being alive. So I was speaking with a very good friend the other day, and the friend was saying to me that even with the stress in the world and even with the heartbreak that he's feeling, he's also having, moments of joy, moments of clarity, and he's questioning that. And one of the things I said to him is that the Z's say that is exactly where most of us will find ourselves right now. So I know for myself, even with a kind of spiritual, if you like, forecasting that this was the time we were going to be in, even with that forecasting, it doesn't stop your heart breaking when you see these things, or the horror of what you're seeing, or what you can't believe is playing out for people around the world. And then I'll bring it one step closer to home, because war ripples out. So the amount of people just in my personal life, or close to me or associated with me, who on a daily basis are losing loved ones to sudden death or going through a major transformation that's walloping them. It feels like the nervous system of the world is just going like that. So the Z's have always said, you have to look after yourself, and not because you're soothing yourself or escaping or putting your head in the sand. They've been saying for a few years that self-care is vital for strength and for purpose, not for repair, not for soothing, not for feeling a bit better after you've had a rough week. They say that our self-care practices, whether for you that is meditation, whether that's playing with your kids, whether that's dancing around your house to music, whether that's taking long walks in nature, whatever it is that you can fit into your schedule that helps you just go, okay, I can release what I was just involved in or what I've just felt consumed by that I'm seeing and feeling in the world. I can come back to myself and I can take a breath, which I think is a luxury a lot of our brothers and sisters right now don't have, especially if they are in one of the war zones, be they actual war or be they the kind of war zones that many of us have found ourselves in recent years through natural disasters and various things that have been going on. So just to pull back for a second, the Z's, I was channeling in London in 2016. It was January 2016. And the Z's made this statement that really got my attention, made me a little nervous, but got my attention. And they said, between the years of 2017 to 2024 will be rapid changes on the planet, and it will peak in 2024. And then from 2025 onwards, you're in a new timeline, and essentially the new world can begin. But the intensity of this next 7 years is going to be greatly challenging at times. It is going to be shocking for many people, and it's going to shock a lot of people awake who previously weren't seeing some of either the corruption in the world or some of the inequity or some of the imbalance. They were perhaps just, in their own lives, maybe because they were just trying to survive, because the system has most people in survival. But they said that for many light workers, for many people and light workers to them just means that you have a mission of wanting to be here to uplift, to help. You're still humans, you can still have an awful day, you can still be going through the stuff that you're here to learn. You're not just a beam of light necessarily, but your mission, your focus, what you consistently return to in your work or in your behavior or in the way you show up for your family and your friends is, I want to be here to promote love, to promote harmony, to promote connection. I want to be able to help harmonize the world rather than cause more war, destruction, aggression. If that's your focus, they said, many of you are going to experience simultaneously somewhat golden times at times throughout this whole period, because your purpose will become clearer for you. You'll know why you're here. You're here for these times. It's not a mistake. The other piece I'll add, and then I'll see if there's anything else you want me to elaborate on. I was struck by how much they've been talking about war, disease, the last 2-3 years. And they said in 2020 that we were in the middle of an energetic war, which I think anybody who lived through that year and the years following, whatever stance you took, whatever side you were on, whatever you were arguing for or against, it was like you saw the division energy at work. You saw the let's get people to attack each other. Let's get this group on this side to attack this group on this side. And there was some very insidious stuff going on. And so as they were talking about this energetic war that was playing out, at first I thought, okay, they keep mentioning war and they're saying that there is a war going on that we're not even seeing or aware of. And then this year, after we've witnessed everything blowing up in the Middle East, and of course there are countless other wars going on around the world at the same time. They've been speaking a lot about the template of war that was seeded on the planet over 10,000 years ago, that we have been, in a way, trapped in, and that this is a period of time where over the next 100 or 200 years, there is an opportunity for it to break. But, and this is the but, and this is what I think is hard for most of us who wish the world was different, who wish it was a more harmonic place, who wish, all this stuff wasn't going on. They said the amplification of consciousness and light will also make those who are more aligned with the wound of darkness even louder, even more kicking back, even more attempting to control and hold on to old energy templates that have been on the planet for a very long time. And, it's funny, I don't know if you've all had this experience, but isn't it amazing how you can be at a party or in a group of 50 to 100 people, it just takes one person
Yep.
with a very aggressive,
Negative.
destructive,
Yep.
loud
To ruin
energy
the whole
to suddenly
thing.
erupt in that room.
Yep.
And it changes the whole frequency. So one of the things I try and remember as we go through this, and particularly because the media bombards us with these horrific images, and our media is so immature, like our media is not helping us. Well, how can we transform this? How can we help transform the trauma that the people watching this are feeling? What are we doing to actually try and have a world that isn't just you throw this that way, we'll throw this that way? That the media is feeding us the same base fear, triggering information over and over again without any maturity of, well, we're here on the planet right now for this passage of time. What are we going to do to see how we can get underneath this and change it? But it's gridlocked to we the people. So there is a very, for me, there is a very, I try and remember that, 90% of people or more do not want any of this stuff that's going on, but we are held into an age-old battle that has woven itself into the political and the corporate arena, and that, again, we the people just have to kind of go along with it and suffer. And that's the thing the Z's say is about to change. They say you are moving out of a paradigm, and they say this is going to be playing out over the next decade or two. It's not happening overnight, where the gap between the power system on the planet and we the people has to close. And how it closes and what kind of collateral damage happens along the way, I don't know. And that's always the bit that makes me as a human being nervous. I'm like, God, how is this going to play out? But the Z's also talk about there are people who we don't see or know, whose job it is to work on behalf of the dismantling of some of this. And that they're also doing their work to essentially move us out of what is
We heard that before from my guy Amun Ra, Khalid Maya Amun Ra. He said also, Bashar said it also. There are people behind, even I think Phil Valentine also said it. There are people behind the scenes that we don't see, that are here to assist us to live a better life, but we don't see it because we are so caught up with the media, with BS and the fear mongering that we don't see it. But I told you, advice, hang in there, folks. Once you have love and peace in your heart, and you be loving and kind and giving. I'm always saying that loving and kind and giving and caring and humble and respectful, no judgmental, no criticizing. Nothing can happen to you. You will go to the fifth dimension and live in love and peace and harmony and joy. Let's keep it moving, folks. Let's keep it moving. Okay.
Slavery kind of war system that we're in, and that includes the inequitable hierarchy that we're stuck in. So it's really tricky, because if tomorrow all the systems disappeared, which I sometimes hear people going, oh, I wish it would all just blow up tomorrow. I'm like, no, I don't think that's the way the Z's have said, the more this is a slow curve and the more people jump on board and slowly become more aware, they said it only takes 30% of the population to create a massive ripple shift.
Yep.
And in 2021, they said the number was approaching 24% of people in the population who were beginning to wake up.
You're getting there.
And go, hang on a second, what just
real,
happened?
For real.
Why is it happening? Whereas before we would have just gone along. So it's tricky, it's complex, and I don't know if I may have added 5 more layers of complexity.
Okay, family, I'm not going to give it a whole video, because if you want to watch the whole thing, you can go right here and watch the whole thing, because it's kind of too long. There's an hour and 20 minutes. I don't do that. So if you want to watch the whole thing, you can go ahead to YouTube, put this information in, and watch the whole thing. But until then, family, be loving and kind and caring and humble, respectful, no judgmental, no criticizing. Just show love, man. Just be giving and show love and be grateful for everything. Just be grateful. Until then, folks, I love you guys, man. I'm out of here. Peace out. Lots of love, folks. Lots of love. Lots of love.